Louisiana beer reviews. Boatswain, or Bosun is really how it's pronounced. Boatswain Double I.P.A. India Pale Ale Twin Screw Steamer. It's got 2 anchors intertwined at the top, and at the bottom of the title, 8.4% alcohol. Bosun beers are unique beers made in small batches. I don't know how small. I mean, it's everywhere at Trader Joe's. They had this month. Would assume the price is still the same. $5.49 for the 6-pack now. $5.49 for a 6-pack of double IPA craft beer. Now that's a deal, huh? The scores on Beer Advocate and Untapped are poor. 64 on Beer Advocate. Poor, they say. And Untapped is like a 61. Okay, which would be more like a C for them. A D for Beer Advocate, a C for them. Appearance, deep amber, that's true. So not such a pale ale. Original gravity, it says 17.15. 75 bitterness units. 75, I like that. A lot of these IPAs coming out, 30 IBUs, 29 IBUs, I don't get it. I can't figure out this code really. Doesn't make any sense to me, it's poorly printed. All right, Rhinelander Brewing Company, Monroe, Wisconsin. There is a Rhinelander lager beer. It's got like the woods on it, but we don't get that in Louisiana. We get the Bosun Double, we get the Bosun Blue Can, the American IPA, which is lower alcohol, like 6.7. They used to make the Heavy Lift Vessel, the American Strong Ale at 7.5, I think. Didn't quite overflow. That was the khaki can. They don't make that anymore. Apparently, I haven't seen it in a couple of years. That was a nice one. And they have the Simpler Times Pilsner. They used to make, a lager, green khaki label. They used to make their lager red label and khaki. All right, anyway. Eggshell colored head. That's that deep amber they were talking about. Now, is it clear or new? It's cloudy and well, I think those are bubbles and not sediment. No, it's got powdery sediment. Let me go over here by the window. I'll get better light hitting it. There's a train. It's just bubbles. It's just bubbles. Okay. Let's check it out. It's been over 5 years since I've done a solo review of this. I did a mystery taste challenge once with my friend David, and that, like, going on 3 years ago, but it's been over 5 years since I did my second. This is the third, so this is a special edition, a revisited. When I first tried it, it was very questionable. Then years later, it seemed like they'd improved it. And when I went, I said, what the heck, $5.49, I'll buy it. And it seems they've improved it even more. So remember, your Beer Advocate scores going back to over 10 years ago. Well, let's see. It's a strong one. Smells strong. Whew. Super malty, sweet, malty. Has barley wine-like qualities, honestly. And like they say on the website, a boatload of hops. Almost like, it reminds me of a little bit of Paulaner, which is a Doppelbock lager, but it has that strong, Paulaner also has that strong, almost like brandy. It starts to smell like brandy. Which is distilled wine, and I said earlier barley wine. Okay. if you're into IPAs that are very fruity, or dank, and along those lines, you might hate this. Or you might like it because it might be something you never had, but it's definitely not fruity. It's extremely bitter. They don't say what the hops are. Or the malts. Drinkable, no, it's a sipper. Five out of 5 hop cones. That's it. At the low, it would be 4.5 out of 5. You could maybe say 4.5 out of 5, but I wouldn't say that. I'm saying it's 5 out of 5 hop cones. It's 75 IBUs, but it tastes like 100. Okay, or close. It's 4 out of 5 sugar cubes, so it's intense bitterness, lots of malty sweetness, brown bread crust on that end. Got that flavor like brandy. Maybe some golden raisin. The body's heavy, so I wouldn't drink this if you're trying to lose weight. I'd hate to see the calorie count. Don't think it's on the can. They used to make bottles, but they weren't really a good value. You know, you only got 22 ounces, so you got a beer and 2 ounces short of a second. So the cans are a better value, getting the full 12 ounces. They still sell specialty beers in the 22 ounce bottles though at Trader Joe's, like their Christmas seasonals, like the chocolate pastry beers and all that stuff. No, I didn't think so. No calories. It was $4.99 a six pack for years and years and years. But with this JB inflation, it's gone up 50 cents. They're still holding down the price. Now the demand for the simpler times lager was so strong that drove up the price. Partly that and inflation. So it used to be a great value, $6.99 a 12 pack. Now it's like $8.49. So yeah. Or maybe even higher now. But I stopped. I never bought it regularly anyway, but it's all right to have sometimes. This would be all right to have occasionally. I don't see how you could drink something like this every day. You would have palate fatigue, as people say. You would be worn out drinking it because it's so terribly strong. Now they're saying to have it with curry, like curries, those very spicy dishes from South Asia, or strong cheeses like blue cheese, and they named another one to maybe cut the bitterness. I wouldn't pair it with any food personally. I would just sip on it like this. And at 8.4, it's a hot beer. I mean, it doesn't hide its alcohol. That's what I'm talking about, brandy. I don't understand. I mean, yeah, 10 years ago I could understand being a 64 because it was a pretty shocking product and it had some very unusual flavors that maybe weren't proper. And they might have gotten some complaints. It is a private label for Trader Joe's. I'm not going to find it in any other store. That, they openly tell you who their contractor is. In this case, not trying to hide it. I think they might have had some complaints from customers and people saying this stuff tastes strange, or whatever. And they might have interacted with the contractor saying, well, maybe you can make it better or something, and try to cut out on those odd flavors, which they have done. I think This is like maybe the second 6-pack I bought, but in the past I would just get the singles. You can get singles at Trader Joe's. They don't care. You can open up the 12-pack and take some. They'll just ring it up single. But it's definitely improved. I don't think it's because I'm older now, or my palate's changed, or I've matured, or whatever. You know, like people say. It's just I think they've made it better. And I think they've gotten it up to the A level. No, I wouldn't want to drink it too much. It's just too intense. It is not the current popular style. I don't know how much of it sells at Trader Joe's. It seems to do all right. I mean, they always got a lot of it in stock, and you know, it would be half gone, and they restock it. So they got people out there, at least in the New Orleans area, that's getting it. The Blue Label is popular. Seems to be the hazy IPA. Looks like it's doing all right. So they have a hazy, Boatswain hazy with the yellow and green yellow package with green lettering, and I think a little orange, and to appeal to people that prefer that style. So yeah, I think that's why they dropped the HLV, because they wanted to push the hazy. So anyway, if you want a traditional and extremely intense double IPA, this could be one for you. And it's only, like I say, the price makes it to where there's not much risk factor. You're not paying $10.99 a 6-pack or $14.99 a 6-pack and all of these outrageous prices. You get a nice value. So give it a 93 out of 100, 9.3 out of 10, an A, believe it or not. And I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to Monroe, Wisconsin, and take a brew. And that place does give brewery tours. Take a brewery tour.